report, just so that this might help. Did I do it? Okay. Got everybody. Okay, so for just a second, I'm going to mute everybody just so that people who are listening back to the playback can hear, okay? So if, like I was saying, you didn't get this Lift 4 book in the mail yet, I want to show you just a couple things. So when you do get it, it's nice and easy to take your pictures and your measurements, because there's a little measurement right here. So I'm going to try to like take a picture of this, and you know, you guys could just like print it and fill it in. But honestly, when I've done programs in the past, I have just written down my own measurements just on a piece of paper. But I will tell you, I have lost that piece of paper twice. I was so upset, I actually lost it with the 80-day obsession. So I didn't know. I knew the weight issue, but that didn't matter because I wasn't losing weight and I didn't lose weight. The picture showed a lot. But I have so many times had women tell me, yeah, I'm going to take my pictures and measurements tonight. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to get to it. And part of it is we forget because we're busy. The other part of it is the fact that we don't always want to do that because we're not where we want to be. So we'd kind of rather just get started and forget about those pictures and measurements. But this is for your own, hi everybody hopping on. This is for your own protection. Hey Kristen, hey Ashley, hey Amanda, your own good and protection, that you take these pictures and measurements. I could show you countless clients of mine over the past 3.5 years who I had to like urge them, push them, beg them, plead with them to take their pictures. And on day 21 of like the 21-day fix, they didn't post in the group. I didn't see their final workout, didn't see their check-in, didn't see anything from them the last day, wanted to announce the prize winners and put everybody in on, and I reached out and just said, hey, if by any chance you're discouraged, things didn't go the way you thought, I know that you were nailing it this round. I know you showed up for the workouts. You did as good as you could with the food. I guarantee you got great results. If you only hopped on the scale, please make sure you take your pictures and measurements and compare it to the ones you had when you started. You guys, that was exactly what happened for one of these clients and many. And when she put her pictures side by side, her jaw dropped. And when she took her measurements, she lost 0 pounds in 21 days. So who would be discouraged, right? How many of you, raise your hand, would probably say that didn't work for me, and or I'm going to do something else, or I'm done with that, or I want my money back. She lost 16 inches. And her pictures were night and day. It was incredible. But even though she looked different, because we see ourselves every day, we don't always see that change that fast in ourselves. Other people will notice it, we don't. So please make sure you do not go to bed tonight without taking your pictures and measurements. Like I said, if you've gotten the book already, you can put it right here. If not, store them in your phone rather than writing it on a piece of paper so that you don't lose it. The other thing with your before pictures, I've had many people do this. Okay, they stand here, back up, and take a picture. First of all, this angle is terrible. Okay, like it's just at an angle, and then if you take it like this on your after picture, you're not going to see the progress. So one thing I learned to do is to take, if you are not tech savvy, when you open up your camera on your phone, at the very top, there's a tiny little thing that looks like a little circle with a thing, and it's a timer. And you can set your timer for 3 or 10 seconds. And what that means is when you press this button, it's going to do, it's going to do a countdown. So 3 seconds, it's going to go 3, 2, 1, take the picture. So you have enough time to prop it up somewhere and then step back and get more of a full body shot. So I have never had anyone to take my pictures for me. My husband was always working at restaurants. I was always alone. And for some of you, you don't want anyone to take your picture for you because you don't want anyone to see that. That's okay. Just use the timer on your phone. And you can also, before I even had a phone that had that, I started a video and I would stand still for 3 seconds on the facing forward, 3 to the side, 3 to the other side, and 3 to the back. And then I would take a screenshot. When I would play the video, I would hold both of the buttons to take a screenshot within the video, and that's how I got my pictures. So just make sure that you take them. I highly recommend you send a copy to your coach, because I have accidentally had, when I did the 3-day refresh, I got amazing results, and nobody could see the difference because I was so bloated and gross from like the holidays when I started it, and I lost my before pictures because they accidentally got deleted off my phone. I still don't know how. It does happen, so I would definitely recommend you either emailing them to yourself, sending them to your coach, something so that you have them. Okay, so that is the really big important part about the before and after pictures and measurements, because this journey is going to be like amazing. Like amazing. You're going to get amazing results in just 4 days a week, and it doesn't matter if you're perfect or not. You don't have to be. But just make sure you've taken those, because that's huge. Then the meal plans. All of this is now on Beachbody On Demand. So I'm going to share my screen super quickly with you. Hey, Steph. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay, so, and I'm going to let you guys see, ignore my ridiculous background, but I have a billion tabs open. I just finished my meal plan, and I did post it in the group for all of you guys. So when you log into beachbodyondemand.com, you are going to see Liift 4 kind of toward the top. There's tons of programs, obviously. So once you click on Liift 4, it's going to bring you into this where there's an overview, and then there's a workout list. So when you want to do your workouts every day, whether you're accessing this through the app or on a laptop like I am or on a smart TV or anything, you're going to see this introduction to Liift 4 right here. Everybody can see my screen, right? Just nod your head. Everybody's seeing this, right? Okay, cool. And then there's an intro to Liift 4 nutrition and then how to Liift 4. I have watched all of these, so it does help you answer questions. They're really pretty short. This before Liift 4 is where we've been trying out the sample workouts. You can totally do one today if you want. And then ready for liftoff, I watched this and the week 1 build it this morning. So he is going to have a weekly video, just like for those of you who did 80-day obsession with me, where I highly recommend you watch before week 1 this ready for liftoff. So you know what's coming, you know what's different. They do cover issues that are kind of timely. Like in this one, they talked about soreness and how this will be the most sore, not to scare you, but just so you're prepared. When you wake up on like Tuesday and you're like, holy mother of pearl, I can't move. That's normal. And we're probably all going to be feeling the same way. And you might be tempted to think, oh my gosh, this program's harder than me. I can't do this, or I can't work out today. I'm going to have to move the days around. Like, there's no way. We're probably all going to be feeling the same way. But he said, hang in there because this is the most sore you'll be the whole program. Probably is in week 1 because your body's going to be like in shock. So if you are so sore that you feel like you're like, I can't even like pee, like I can't even squat on this toilet, like anything, then I've been there. I have been there. Maybe that next day you go down in weight a little bit. I wouldn't push so hard in week 1 because usually we walk in on day 1 and we're feeling great. You may want to go a little bit easier weight into week 1 and then see how you feel. And then, you know, if you need to lift harder in week 2, feel free. So there's all the workouts for us right there, you guys. If you watch Joel's thing, he's recommending that we work out on Monday and Tuesday. We have a rest day on Wednesday. We work out Thursday and Friday. And we have a rest day Saturday and Sunday. But as he said, you are free to move that. If you know you're going on vacation, for example, like a 3-weekend, you're going away for the weekend, you've got a wedding, whatever, you're leaving on Friday, you can literally do your workout Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But it's just nice. I know for me, I like that I can have the whole weekend off. I've never had that before. You don't have to feel guilty. You can be busy. You can do what you want. And on Wednesday, midweek, you get a nice little breather there too. So, but I would recommend what I learned with 80-day obsession. Instead of taking the day completely off, you will be very pleased and happy if you do one at least of the recovery workouts. My little thing is right here. So I got this at Walmart, and I believe this was like $9, you guys. I didn't order mine off of Beachbody. I think it was like $9.99. It's a Gold's Gym one, and the foam roller really will help with soreness. Epsom salt baths, great thing for you to have on hand. During 80-day obsession, our last launch group in January, I was so painfully sore. And I actually a couple times felt like something was wrong, and it wasn't even soreness, but it just, I kept pushing because it didn't feel like anything to stop over. And the next day I woke up and I could barely move my neck, and I literally thought I was like paralyzed. And long story short, I wound up in the emergency room with severe overtraining and needed muscle relaxers and painkillers. So I don't want that to happen to anybody. So do listen to your body. And I will be honest with you, I never did not one of the workouts for 80-day obsession with the foam roller. I got one massage she recommended like every single couple of weeks. And I also did not do any of the stretching, roll and release, any of that. And that's really important with a program where you're lifting a lot. So definitely do that. Now, the biggest thing I think y'all probably want to hear me touch on is the nutrition plan. And then we're going to open it up for questions, anything that you guys have. So I do want to show you that where it says program materials, this is where you're going to find your workout calendar, because it does matter what order you do the workouts in. So when I think I've got mine pulled up somewhere already, but you should, I would recommend either print this. Nothing feels better. Where are my list people? My workaholics, my people that love checking things off. Okay. So it feels really good to check it off and to be able to be like, okay, day 1 is done. It's a great, if you're going to share your journey on social media, which I'm a big fan of because that's why y'all are here, is because people were sharing. I love sharing like a picture of me checking it off, or I love hashtagging like day one. I don't always tell people what program I'm doing, but I'm on a journey. I want them to be able to follow along so they can see all the highs and lows. So this is a cool thing, is to see your own journey and progress. And of course, to track your weights, because you do want to make sure you're going up and seeing that. So you can find that in here too. But so you're going to start tomorrow. We are all going to be doing chest and triceps, no matter what. So even if you have to, let's say on Tuesday you do back and bis, and then you're not going to take your rest day, recovery day on Wednesday, because you know you need it on Friday. Then you would go in order. So shoulders would be Wednesday and legs would be Thursday. Does that make sense to everybody? So you just want to try to keep the workouts in order and kind of follow the program like that. If you didn't see, he did mention, I don't want anybody to get nervous if they feel like they're not getting incredible results in the first 6 weeks. He did say that in this program, that the last 2 weeks are really where all the shredding is going to happen. A lot more cardio. So you may feel, I know a lot of us in like phase 2 of ADD obsession, we're like, we're not seeing change. Like we almost feel like we're getting more muscle. Like trust the process. If there's another big piece of advice I can give you, none of us on here, not me, not any of my coaches, not any of you, I guarantee it, no matter how much of schooling that you've had, no more than these super trainers, the professionals, the nutritionists at Harvard and Yale, the top people in the world went to work to bring you this program. They know every body type. They know exactly how sore you're going to be. They know exactly what results you want. So for me, I will say, if you didn't get this yet, you can look this all over online. So I'm going to show you where the program materials are. I will say that it does matter though what your goals are with the program. If you are looking to lose weight, so here's the progression tracker. So you're going to want to print that and be able to write down what weights you're lifting real quickly and easily, because you don't always have a lot of time when you're switching them out. If you're vegan, there is a vegan nutrition plan here. There is a music playlist that you can play. If you can hook it up with like Spotify, and you'll be able to listen to some upbeat music while you work out. So that's fun. But this nutrition guide right here, I actually think I still have it pulled up from when I was doing it. Yeah. Is all the different containers, and like Angela posted for one of her clients in our group, and I'm happy to post it again. If you didn't get your containers yet, you can literally just do the measurement. So like I think a green is like a cup or something, and a red is like or yellow is like a half cup. I don't know. So you can just measure with that, and the measuring does matter versus just eyeballing things. The closer you follow the program at the beginning, the better results that you're going to get. And but if you got containers or you got them coming, that's great. So anything you need to know with your meal plan is here. And like I was telling you, it does matter your goals. So for me, guys, I'm not looking to lose weight. I never have. And it says like right here, looking to build some serious muscle. Then you're going to want to bump up 2 brackets. Now, I do not know better than him, but I don't know that I want like serious muscle. So I decided to go up 1 bracket. And I would normally be in plan A, but I made a meal plan for plan B because of that. I do not want to lose weight. Now it does say if you're hungry, and we'll be talking about this in the group as we get going in week 1 and week 2, as with the 21-day fix, rather than telling my friends, hey, bump up, that's not the first thing you do. You add a red. So you add a red, so you're having extra protein. So our norm is not just go up a whole bracket. For my breastfeeding moms, typically you're adding 500 calories, and often that puts you in a new bracket. You probably more than others may need to bump a bracket, but I would follow where you're supposed to be with your extra red. They always would say like add a red, add a green, see how you feel. So that is right here when it asks us if you're really hungry, but most of us are not really hungry. We need water first. And also if you're sore this week, you need a lot of water. Shoot for like a gallon a day, or at least half your body weight in ounces. But make sure your body is going to be adjusting. It's probably used to getting food either more frequently or maybe not as frequently, but maybe a bunch of junk and carbs, and you might have some cravings and things dying off. So trust the process, follow the plan, give it a little bit of time. Yes, it's going to be tough. You may feel a little bit hungry if you do, like I said, add a red, but it depends on your goals. So make sure that when you look at the plans that you're following it based on your goals, because this one can be used to gain some serious muscle. So all of this, again, you can print in the back from Beachbody On Demand. And when you're making your meal plan, if you haven't done that yet, I do, like I said, recommend keeping it simple. I did upload this into, I shared it last night. There's a ton of recipes for like Lift 4 that you can use, but all you need to know is a container equivalent, and then you can use that to make your meal plan. So you can go on Pinterest. I have a board on Pinterest. You guys can take me or any of my coaches, go to our pages and check it out. But that's what I just did now when I was making my meal plan, and I scrolled through and I found a couple things I wanted to eat. And then what I did as I was making my meal plan, so I'm going to show you guys my meal plan right here, is I simply, this really overwhelmed me at the beginning. I mean, really overwhelmed me making one of these. So it helps me, but the templates, I shared a template of each one of these for no matter what plan you're on. I did share this yesterday in the group. So what you do is you open it on your computer. Mine opened up in Word. And all I did, if you look up here for Plan B, it's got all the different containers I get to have in a day. So do you see how I can back up? So I would write my breakfast in there. I would kind of write down some things I want to eat. And then I would take away a green, take away another green. So I could actually backspace it until, so I would do that as I was writing in my different foods until I was down to nothing, so that I knew that I had used all my containers. And then if I had something left, I would just add it in wherever I needed to add it. And so you guys are welcome to take, I posted my meal plan and a couple other examples in our group, and you're welcome to take any ideas or follow anybody's. You can swap out, you know, if I have cucumber and you like carrots or celery or whatever, you can do that, but it does sometimes help to have somebody's to follow. But mine is Plan B, so make sure that you've got the right plan. And when you're also coming up with recipe ideas, aside from what I've shared in the group and aside from what I just said about Pinterest and this right here, when you go into Beachbody On Demand, another very, very helpful tool when you're getting started is to go to Fixate. Fixate is something you have access to since you have Beachbody On Demand, and it is a cooking show that was made by Autumn Calabrese, and her brother. And I'm not sure if I might just be under the programs. No, I'm not. I should be able to find it. Why is my thing not showing me? Well, hopefully I can show you guys. I might just need to refresh this because it's been open all day because I use this thing all the time. But in Fixate, there's a couple videos about how to use the containers, about following the container system, the different meal plans. There is a huge, huge ebook that has, it's like 100 and 80 pages. I don't think it's programs, but whatever. And it's got all kinds of different recipes with the container equivalents that you can use. So here we go, Clean Week and Fixate's right here. So you would just click on Fixate, and then so Containers 101 is a little video right here. A pantry raid tells you how to get rid of everything. Guys, if you've got a lot of temptations around your house, this is going to make it a lot harder. So I have to tell my husband, hey, 8 weeks, the whole house is going clean. Like, we are going to do the best that we can. It's so hard when my husband's sitting there eating ice cream or my kids are having this and that. We have to exercise some control, right? It's going to grow. That muscle will grow, I promise you. But it's also important that you kind of get rid of those things that you know you just don't have self-control with. So meal prep, so you're prepped. These videos are going to help you guys. The more that you do to prep yourself for success, the better off you're going to be. You can see right here, there's breakfast recipes. There's dinner recipes. There's Shakeology recipes. This is an incredible resource. And when you click on the program materials, you're going to see that ebook. There is so many recipes, and there's a recipe list, and there's an entire book of them. So really quickly, I'm going to stop my share for now, but I can share again if anyone needs me to. I'm going to unmute you guys, and I would love to know what questions that anybody has. Please don't be afraid to ask. There's no stupid questions. If you have it, I can guarantee somebody else has it. What do you think? First of all, did that help at all? Was there anything that was answered in there, or anything that you didn't know, or anything that you feel better about now because you have done? Anybody? Anybody who's not a coach? Monica, did that help?
Yes, it did help me. It did.
Okay, good. It's so cool seeing your face on here. Monica went to high school with me. I'm like, it's so cool.
It's a lot to take in, but I'm excited. I'm ready.
It's a lot to take in. It is. It's especially when people order in the last kind of few days. Sometimes it can seem like you're trying to kind of cram it all in. So I know as you're doing it, post in the comments, you ask questions, or you can always reach out to me and be like, oh, okay, I'm trying to do this and I know what I'm doing. I felt like that for sure. My first meal plan years ago took me 3 hours. And I do know now that I was kind of complicating it, but my mind just doesn't work that way. So it's easier for me to take one from like Pinterest or wherever. And as you guys, everybody starts doing Lift for, you're going to be able to go to google.com and type in Lift for meal plans and go to images, and you're going to see tons of them because coaches all across the world are going to be sharing them. There's not a ton yet as people are all just kind of making theirs because we're all kind of starting the program together for the first time, but there will be a ton. Ashley, what do you think? How do you feel?
I'm excited. The nutrition's always hard with 2 kids and a husband that want to eat one way and I need to eat another way.
Yes.
But I've got the containers. I love the containers. So I can still make stuff, but I just have a different portion.
Yes. Yeah. It is a little
Sorry. I had to make sure I don't have any snacks for my son that I actually like. So like I eat banana, so I get him like crackers with banana or something. You know, the cheese crackers, the peanut butter cracker, stuff like that, so that he can still have his snacks and all that. And like my husband's potato chips are like barbecue, that I don't like as much. That's the only way I get to do that. But this is the first time my husband is actually going to be like 100% on board.
Yay!
He is sick of feeling. His opinion was always just that if he was skinny, he didn't need to work out. But he's changing that now.
Yeah, my husband's going to do Lift 4 with me too.
That's exciting. Yeah, he threw out the Pop-Tart, which is a huge win. He threw out the Pop-Tart.
He shut the front door. I feel like we've been waiting for this forever.
He's like, I'm not going to be recorded though.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited he's going to do it. Ashley, on your comment about being a mom, and it is harder. Just like Angela said, I've kind of found the same thing. I have certain snacks like veggie chips that are a weakness. If I have them around, I know I'm going to like not eat them. But another thing I have found that is really cool is I do try when I'm doing Fixate. So like on Fixate, there is a mac and cheese recipe. It is a cleaned up version of mac and cheese where you're actually making it homemade. I will tell you from start to finish, it literally doesn't take any longer than making a box of macaroni and cheese. Not only is it so much healthier for your kids, it's something that you can actually eat. So there's broccoli and chicken in it, and you make with like cheese and almond milk like a sauce.
Yeah.
I love. Hi, Hannah. Thanks for joining us. Carrie's dog is on everything. So it's delicious, and it's one thing I found is that when I'm trying to eat healthier myself, my kids start eating healthier, and it's so I love seeing it in the groups because I made hard-boiled eggs this week. I was like, oh, that's an easy thing to prep. I was shocked. My son, my littlest one, is the pickiest toddler in the whole world. I can't get him to eat anything besides fruit. Like, it's ridiculous. And he was like, because I had it, he wanted it. And I was shocked. He has been eating. He won't eat eggs in the morning. He won't have scrambled eggs. He won't touch them if they're split up. He won't touch them any other way. But when I made them hard-boiled for me, he started to eat them. And then my older one, my 5-year-old, when I sit down to have, like, carrots and hummus, he would totally have asked me for like graham crackers or goldfish or something that's not good. And then he'll just eat whatever I have. Like when I'm carrying around my To Be Mindset water bottle, it's this cool looking water bottle. It's big. My kids want it because guess what? If you didn't have kids, and you already know this, they want whatever you have. So if you start eating healthier things, they're going to be grabbing healthier things. So it's actually cool. So it'll be neat to see the flip side too with you that it can make it more challenging, but it can also make your entire family healthier. And I do try to make things and plan things. There's a pasta that I love making. You can find it on Pinterest if you Google 21-day fix, or if you search in Pinterest 21-day fix pasta with broccoli and chicken sausage. I'm pretty sure my whole team has had it. Everybody loves it, but it's so simple and quick to make. It's like a 5-minute dinner, and it's all like a one-pan thing. My whole family loves it. My boys will eat it every time. So as I've progressed on this journey, I have found recipes that everybody likes that I can eat, and they're even healthier too. So there's some hiccups, like it didn't happen overnight, but
right. Yeah, most of the time, my little guy, he's like 1.5. He's almost 2. Oh my gosh, he's almost 2. Sorry, I freak out. He eats spaghetti squash most of the time, like it's his job. You just call it pasta, he doesn't even blink.
Yep.
Especially a little cheese on it.
Yep. My kids are the same way now with spaghetti squash. They think it's pasta. It's awesome.
It's the best thing. It's one of our favorites.
I know. Trish, how are you feeling?
Okay.
Yeah.
She's got an awesome meal plan put
I'm
together.
pretty sure
She did
Stephanie's
so good.
probably like, I'm ready to just get ready and do this because I have been messaging her like all day, every day, constantly. But is coming together.
Awesome.
And I'm so excited.
I know. She said you made a great meal plan too. So I have noticed, because obviously I've been doing this for 3.5 years, whenever I try to start a program, if I have not made, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do the meal plan. And Jessica Ulm is probably with me on this, but I don't know what Jess has found, but what I found is that if I do not have one written down, because I am a stay-at-home mom. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Jess in a minute and see what she found that works for her, because for me, I have found if I do not have like my meal plan on my fridge, it's too easy to just, like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm starting, okay. And then I go into the kitchen, I open it up, like, okay, what are the kids and I are going to have for breakfast? And I'll just be like, okay, everything toast. And I try to make choices, but I have no idea if I'm sitting in with my meal plan and then where my containers are for the day and what I've eaten. So I literally can't stick to it unless it's literally on the fridge. And I could just be like, what am I eating right now? Oh, okay, 2 eggs, sauteed spinach, piece of toast, ready to go. Oh, we're getting hungry. Nap time. Wait, what am I supposed to be eating? It just helps to have it there to look at. There is an app you can put on your phone that's like the 21-day fix one. And you can, if you are my techie friends, I'm not actually very techie at all, but like Carrie is, you can totally just X off your containers and your water like as you go and keep track with the app. Carrie, do you use that daily?
Same with, sorry, go ahead, Carrie.
Oh, Carrie, your volume's not on. You're not muted, but I don't hear you. Now you're muted.
Now you're muted.
Now you're not. Can't hear you. Is
I
your
use
volume?
Beachbody Nutrition app.
Yeah.
They just came out with that, but it can do the container system too. And you can just write down what you eat and then like mark down the container equivalents for that whole meal, which is helpful to checking off the container. 21-day fix app is you just check the containers. That way you can, like, if you don't have time to do the containers, you can just quick, use the voice clip on your phone to just speak text, into the thing. And then you can just go back in and say, okay, I had a chicken breast, okay, 1 red, 2 broccoli, greens, things like that. But
can you hear me now?
yeah.
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay. You know what? I don't love the new nutrition app. I know that's probably not good to say, but the 21-day fix app, I love that one. It's simple because I love simple. But you can go into that one and you can change the containers to whatever plan you're on, and you can change the workout, and it's super simple because that's all you have to do, and you can just click it and it tracks it. So I use it all the time, actually.
What works for everybody has different like tastes, like everybody likes different things, so I love that they kind of always keep coming out with different things and apps and programs and stuff. Yeah, so I'm glad that works. I think the 21-day fix app is great too. Jessica, will you share, because you are also a nurse and you're a working mama and you've got 2 little ones, will you share how you stick to the meal plan? Because I know, even though you haven't always been like perfect with it, I know that you've times made them and tried to follow them, and with 80-day obsession. So you have to make all of the food on like have it in containers and stuff like that, and have it all go, or what works for you?
So I find, because I do work full time, so I'm go somewhere else where my kids aren't because they're driving me nuts. No, I find that, so like when I work, like I have to meal prep like my stuff that I bring to work. It just makes it so much easier. Grab and go. It just saves on time and everything. At home, I mean, I still, like, for breakfast and lunch, I do meal prep. So like I'll make a whole bunch of, like, my favorite breakfast that I make is like a egg with spinach and a whole grain wrap or a wheat wrap. And I make a whole bunch of those and I grab those to go. So I have those every morning. Lunch, I always pretty much have the same thing, like a salad with a whole bunch of vegetables. Snacks, I usually have the same thing. But then dinner, that's usually the tricky part because my kids, I like to change it up every night. So those I make fresh every night. I never meal prep my dinners. So usually I don't stray too far from having some form of chicken or fish. Always have some frozen vegetable that I'll whip up, and then some grain like quinoa or brown rice or something like that. So I find that, like Kim said, out of all the programs I've done, like with 80-Day Obsession, I actually wrote down on paper what I was going to be eating, like morning, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. Like when I have it written down in front of me, like it's a no-brainer. Like I know what I'm supposed to be eating. I find like when I start to go astray and like I'm like, oh, I'll just have like a green, a red, and a yellow, then things start going off track. That's just me though.
Yeah. So will you usually prep, like, do you make like a batch of like quinoa or brown rice, something for the whole week and have it like?
Yeah. So like I'll, not necessarily for the whole week, but like I'll make, like I bulk prep certain things. Like I'll bulk prep quinoa. Like I'll just make a whole bunch of it so that I can take like a scoop of it for myself, for my kids. And I don't have to make it every night because that's can be annoying. Vegetable, like the frozen vegetables, I usually just like measure those out and just cook it right then and there because it doesn't take too long. But like chicken, sometimes I'll grill a lot of chicken, especially since it's nice out. I like grilling. So I'll grill a whole bunch of chicken and then usually have that for like a day or two afterwards. So it just saves on time because, like I said, after I work all day, I come home and I really don't feel like cooking.
Yeah. I know that breakfast, some people like prep crock pot meals and throw them in the freezer and do that on a Sunday, and then they do have their dinner. Like if you work and you're usually getting home like right before dinner, that's an option, is to have crock pot meals that you can dump in the morning, have them cook all day while you're at work and be ready when you get home. There's tons of like, Fix Approved, or we call it 21-day Fix Approved, but it's just the containers that you can have for dinner. Angela, okay, she's still on here, and Jessica, you both mentioned those like wraps, and that was one thing I've been meaning to try. Just do my Shakeology for breakfast for the first week and see how it goes. But you guys, I know Angela, it seemed so simple. It looked like it was a wrap, and like
seriously, I was just about to put these together right now. So this
Like
morning for breakfast, I made this giant pot. This is like 18 eggs. I did a bunch of like chopped up chicken sausage and bell peppers in there, a bit of cheese. And I literally just lay out a tortilla on a piece of foil, wrap it up, wrap the tortilla in the foil, stick them in the fridge. And then in the morning, my husband and I just grab one, pop it in the microwave for like a minute or two, and you're done.
And what's in that again? You do one with eggs, right? And then
Eggs. Oh, sorry.
I always do just spinach and eggs. That's usually my go-to. But they're so good. I love them.
Do you make yours too, Jess? Like on like a Sunday, and you make a bunch, and then you have them for the whole week, so you don't have to freeze them, right? You can make them.
I make like 3 or 4 at a time. I'm not sure how long eggs stay fine cooked in the fridge, so
somebody who is working could potentially have their shake in the morning, 60-second, if they've got to get out the door, like they have their energized, did their workout, and it needs to go. They can just grab their shake and drink it in the car on their way to work, listen to their personal development on the way to work, and then get to work and like actually have one of those wraps actually as like a mid-morning snack if they work somewhere where they can just use a microwave for a little bit, right? And then have like a salad or something ready for lunch, and like almonds or hummus and veggies or something. By the way, if you work the little hummus things, they come in like little individual packets, and the cheap frugal mommy screams at the price because obviously it's cheaper to get a big thing of it, but sometimes it's just helpful for convenience to have you just chop up some veggies in a little baggie and you can have a little hummus thing, and there's tons of options. So what questions, before we hop up, we only have a couple of seconds left, anybody have a question that was not answered so far, or something they're
After we go in the pool.
I'm unmuting now. What do you think? Kristen, hi. I'm so glad you're on. What do you think? Do you have any questions about any of it?
Do I have any questions? No, I'm just taking it all in. We've got a busy house here too, so there's people all around me.
Do you think your friend's gonna join us?
I'm not sure. I have to convince her.
Well, I do tell some of my coaches all the time that like sometimes people do need a little loving nudge, like you can do this, like you're gonna have so much fun, you're gonna feel so much better. But other times, if it feels like you're teetering on like forcing someone, sometimes it's just not their time. Like Stephanie on here, she's one of my coaches, she's incredible. And she watched me for a year before she joined me. Monica, it's been about a year. And that's actually not uncommon. So sometimes it takes people a little bit of time before they might need to see your results. Because a lot of times by 2 weeks in, we have some awesome results. And like sometimes people are like, oh my Lord, I need to share this. And they'll actually share on social media, like a picture, even if it's not a before and after, just a picture of themselves smiling, like, you guys, I just, in 2 weeks, I'm down like 10 pounds and I feel so much better. I have to tell you, like, if you're looking for something, you need to like message me because you should do it with me. And literally, I can't even tell you how many people are looking for something that would fit more conveniently into their life, especially with the 4 days a week. Like, you can't beat that. So very often they just need to watch for a little bit first before they join. So it's okay if she's not ready yet, but okay. Anything else?
I won't be there till
Anybody?
1 in the morning.
No. No? Okay. So make sure before you go to bed tonight, sometimes it helps to lay out your workout clothes, or some people sleep in them, especially if you're like a mom or a stay-at-home mom and you're tired. I've heard that helps. You can roll out of bed and do it. I would recommend a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C for your workout. Many a times as a mom, I went to wake up at 4 in the morning to do it, and like the baby's up overnight, or somebody gets sick, or something happens, or my husband's upset and we're up early at night. It doesn't happen in the morning. And then plan B would be like nap time or something, and then the baby's cutting teeth and won't nap or whatever. And there was times that I'm pushing play at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. There will be days that you are going to be faced with a tough decision. And it's going to be, am I going to do this or am I going to skip? And what I found with myself is when I allow myself to just be like, it's okay. That voice is going to snoop in, you guys, so fast. So fast that voice is going to snoop in and be like, you're doing good. Don't worry about it. You can have this and that drink and that. You worked for it. You deserved it. You earned it. Don't worry. Don't feel bad. What I'm learning is that voice is never on my side. My church sermon last week was all about how we want to get what we really want, or 2 weeks ago. Now, most of the time, what we want in the moment is never aligned with what we want most. So in the moment, you're going to say, I want that cupcake. I want that margarita. I want that to just lay on the couch or whatever it is. But truth be told, this is not about perfection. We're all going to have days, we had a cheat day and it's not a cheat. It's like a treat. You enjoy it. Like, don't, give that to yourself, have that healthy balance, and you're not being like too rigid with it. But schedule what you want. Like, I know I have a bridal shower this coming Saturday. So I wrote down that I'm going to have some kind of protein, a salad, and like a fruit. And I'm going to stick to that and pass up dessert. And I actually scheduled in a yogurt cookie dough thing that I'm really excited to try with my husband for date night on the couch on Saturday night. So like, I have a plan. So although I can't control that that bridal shower, and I have to be there, I don't know what I'm going to be eating exactly, right? But I can control the choice that I make when I'm there. And even if it's not an ideal, like, I can choose not to have the pasta, or even guys, if somebody serves you, if you actually eat all of it, or what part of it. So stay in control of what you can control. Don't expect perfection from yourself, but have some kind of a plan. And believe in yourself. The last thing I want to close with is personal development. Everybody, when they first joined me, is like, blah, blah, blah. Like, why does she always talk about this? I have, for 3.5 years, been coaching women, and I can tell you that so many times I beat myself up as a coach going, why did this person only do one round with me and then they fall apart and put it all back on? Or why did they stop? Why did I care? I'm reaching out. Why? And it's never me. It's always usually a mindset thing. Why you see people who are constantly yo-yoing and trying to, if you don't love yourself right now, you are not going to love yourself when you're 10 or 15 or 20 pounds lighter. In your mind, you think you do. And I lived that way for a really long time. You have got to learn to start putting positivity in. If you are not a self-disciplined person, if you're not good with time management, if you know that, like most of us, we are our greatest enemy. So getting yourself a book. And if you're like, Kim, please, I haven't had time to read since 2000 or 2001, or I've got kids, whatever, I get it. All of us can download Audible for free. It's an app. It is free for your first 30 days. You get a free credit for one book. Go get yourself Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis and listen. And I have seen so many of my clients completely change the day that they started to implement this. If you're going to do your workout, put on a YouTube motivational video, Mel Robbins, a TED Talk. The 5-second rule is great personal development. Trust me when I tell you that when you change your mind, you will change your whole life. The discipline you're looking for, the commitment, it will all come when you start to put that positivity in every day, as the whole world is trying to put negativity in, and it will change everything. So we're going to get cut off. We're about to end, but do yourself a favor, get a PD book, get it from the library, or download Audible, and you will not be sorry. It's